All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce, as usual. It is Saturday, and it is a big day here in the cave as we are talking about one of the most influential albums in my life and my favorite band of all time. As you can guess by the wall over here, the Pink Floyd tribute wall, that's what we're talking about today. I'm going to try to be careful not to put you guys to sleep with a 20-minute magnum opus about Pink Floyd's The Wall, so I will try to stick to it and keep it condensed. All right, so The Wall was released really the end of November 1979, so we just missed this this anniversary, but I've been waiting to do this particular episode. So it was their 11th studio album. It was their last one as a band. It was number one in the United States for 15 weeks, 30 million copies sold, one of the top-selling albums of all time. Of course, their second best-selling album next to Dark Side of the Moon. The movie was released in 1982, starring Bob Geldof as Pink, and that really confused things if people weren't paying attention to the record, because the movie, you were like, what's going on here? So anyway, how did this come about? 1977, Pink Floyd is becoming huge. They're on the In the Flesh stadium tour. And that stadium tour really got to Roger Waters. He just did not like that experience of playing in a stadium. The crowd, as he said, were doing their own thing, lighting off firecrackers, and there was no connection between the band and the audience. He was really getting exasperated by that. And that's when he started imagining building a wall in front of him to perform. And so then they went their separate ways for a bit, did some solo work, and then they came back and met, and he presented the band with two choices for themes for albums. It was this one, The Wall, the concept of someone building a wall, or another concept about a man who has a dream, an all-night dream, and that would become the pros and cons of Hitchhiking, his first solo album with Eric Clapton on guitar. They picked The Wall, of course, got themselves a producer, and started working on it. They were flat broke. They had no money. They needed an album. They had trusted their money, as one would, with an investment firm who did some really risky stuff with their money. Tens of millions of dollars lost, and they were looking at an 83% tax bill, so they really needed that money. What's this album about? Those of you who know. Basically, Pink is a rock star, and he's depressed because he's a rock star. He's checking out images of all the people just going crazy trying to get to his shows. He has flashbacks to his father's death in World War II when he was an infant, which is a true Roger Waters story. He's raised by his mom, who's overprotective. The song Mother, obviously, famous for that. He starts building a wall to protect himself, and then he gets to be in school, and he's got these teachers who are really just not very nice to him at all, tyrants. And then he's building more of a wall. He basically gets married, goes on tour, continues to build this wall. Then he has a total and complete breakdown, and they come and they inject him with something to put on a show, and that's when he has a hallucination about being a fascist dictator. And then he develops feelings in the end, and he goes on trial for that, and he's ordered to tear down his wall. And at the end, the famous lines, all of those, all alone or into the ones that really love you, walk up and down outside the wall, that kind of whole idea, Anyway, so this was a massive record, right? I mean, this is huge. I mean, as I said before, 6th grade, Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, we were all just chanting that song, were we not? I got my original 45 on the wall there, and that was just a really big anthem. Through the years, I've basically had favorite songs that have gone back and forth. There's so many great songs on this record. This is a mammoth record, and there are so many good ones, not just the hits. What do we got for tracks? In the Flesh, The Thin Ice, Another Brick in the Wall Part 1, The Happiest Days of Our Lives, Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, Mother, Goodbye Blue Skies. That's one of the first songs that I ever was obsessed with as far as this album was concerned. I can remember listening to that one pretty early on. Empty Spaces, Young Lust, One of My Turns, Don't Leave Me Now, Another Brick in the Wall Part 3, Goodbye Cruel World, Hey You, I mean, a staple in classic rock history. Hey You, Is There Anybody Out There? And Nobody Home, Vera, love the song Vera. Bring the Boys Back Home, Comfortably Numb. How can you not like Comfortably Numb? I mean, that is iconic. The Show Must Go On, In the Flesh, Run Like Hell, awesome song, still plays, Gilmour still plays that to this day and when he tours. Waiting for the Worms, that's a sleeper hit right there, and just love that song. Stop, The Trial, and Outside. Wow, so many songs to choose from. Some songs were in the movie. There were 2 different songs in the movie that didn't make the album, or vice versa. The When the Tigers Broke Free didn't make the album for length reasons, and then also there's a different version of Empty Spaces, which I'll post the video below, from the movie. It's a slightly different lyrics, and it goes on, it sounds a little bit different. Speaking of different, the outtakes of this album came out a couple years ago. Listen to those outtakes, it's pretty amazing. The one that sticks out the most for me is the outtakes for Young Lust. Different lyrics, and it's sung by both Roger Waters and David Gilmour back and forth. Really interesting version. You have to listen to this demo of Young Lust if you're a Floyd fan. If you haven't heard it, it's fascinating. I think it's really, really good. That's basically it. I'm not gonna go on too long. It's just, I mean, what's your favorite songs from this record? What's your memories from The Wall? I mean, people memorize everything about this record, even the whole thing where they're calling the operator, where it's like there's a man answering. That whole thing. I mean, everyone knows this record. So, what am I doing for Song of the Day? I mean, I'm going to do another Brick in the Wall Part 2, just because that's the one that's the where it got all started for me. But I'm also going to post really one of my favorite set of videos from it, which is In the Flesh, Run Like Hell, and Waiting for the Worms. That whole scene there, we'll post below. So, give me your Pink Floyd, The Wall stories, people. Tell me what you remember. Tell me your thoughts. That's all I got. All right, we didn't do so bad, right? All right, so hey, albums. Don't forget to listen to albums. That's maybe one of your assignments for this weekend. Listen to this whole record, front to back, and just see what you think as a whole. Have a great day. We're out. Looking forward to Slow Down Sunday tomorrow and next week. I think the end of next week will be in the Christmas theme, so anyway, be ready for that. Have a great day, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.